All right, ladies and gentlemen, Sporty TV. I'm joined by the African, Ivorian, Chelsea legend. I'm speaking probably the biggest Chelsea player from Africa, Didier Drogba. Didier, it's a very huge pleasure to meet you.
Thank
I feel
you.
so sad that I have to re-sing this. Oh, Didier Drogba, oh, Drogba. Oh."
You know.
Drogba, man, please, just tell them, the history behind that song. What happened with that song with you?
Well, I think it was in 2017. My brother sent me a message saying, "Oh, you should listen to that song. You know, there's your name in it, and I think the song is good." So I was in Arizona, I think, and I listened to the song, and I was like, "Okay, that's one more song where my name is
Mm,
is is."
mm.
So I listened to it, and then I played again. I'm like, "Okay,
It's beautiful.
this is beautiful. This
Mm.
is dancing. This is moving. This is nice." So we started playing it in the dressing room, and all my teammates were all like, "Oh, oh, oh," and then that's it. So yeah, it's a great legacy. It's a great legacy.
Now, if you did not have a child or a daughter, before that song had come and the song dropped, would you have called your daughter Joanna by any
Listen,
chance?
my name has been dropped in so many songs in Ivory Coast, in Europe, everywhere in US. So if I call my kids after all the the
You
people
probably
they
have like
mentioned in
12
the name,
children.
oh my God,
So many
crazy.
children.
But I again, I think it's a kind of recognition of what I've achieved during my career, and also they managed to see a bit of the person that I am.
Mm,
I love music.
mm.
I think music is part of this. Music is entertainment, and when you're on a big stage or in a football stadium, you have to entertain the crowd. So I think there's a lot of correlation that you can make between football and
And music,
music,
yeah.
and yeah.
Yeah. Now, so we'll just come down to the reason why we're here. We are now, this is Le Mans FC. This is where it all started for you. And
Yeah.
this year they are going to be celebrating their 40th anniversary. And obviously, Didier Drogba Foundation also connected to the club. Tell us, what does the Didier Foundation aim to achieve, or what is it all about?
Yeah, the foundation has been created in 2010
Mm,
officially,
mm,
but I was doing a lot since 2006, 2007. Basically, from the minute I recognized that I have a lot of support from people back home, from fans all around the world, I decided that I need to give back in a certain way. So the best way for me was to give back um, by creating a foundation.
mm,
So the main pillars are education, healthcare, and sustainability. So we built a school because I believe that for someone to become, for a kid to become someone later on,
mm,
a good person, um, doesn't matter if he's a football player, or if he's a doctor, or if he's a scientist, you have to get an education in good conditions.
mhm,
So
mhm,
health is at the center of our lives.
mm,
So if you're healthy and you can have access to education, then you have more chances to become a good person.
mm.
You understand
Of
what
course,
I'm
of
trying
course,
to
of
to, to
course.
say in a way that um, my foundation is not there to create um, the next football player.
Mm, mm,
My foundation is there to have the next, maybe scientist, the
mm,
next singer, the
mm.
next doctor,
Absolutely.
because he's been through an education that gives him values
Mm.
that are life lasting. That's the main goal for me.
Just speaking about this different careers you just mentioned, I was listening to a talk you were once given in a forum or something, and you were mentioning about how you started. There was a point where you came to France. You lived with your uncle, and
Yeah,
your at some point even your dad was not even in support of you
yeah,
playing
yeah. He
football.
wasn't. He wasn't.
Do you think that kind of upbringing was part of what inspired you to obviously start this foundation you mentioned?
No, I think the most important thing was what my parents gave me
Mm,
when I was a child. Even I left early. I still have good memories on how life was for us living as a family. When you mention family in Africa is different than when you mention family in Europe.
mhm, mhm,
Family for us is my auntie, my cousin, my even the neighbors
Yeah.
are family.
Yes.
You know, we
Yeah.
eat together, we gathered, and then we do things together, and that's the sense of community
Mm.
that I've developed since a young age. That I think helped me during my career as a player
Mm.
to be able to adapt everywhere I go.
Yeah.
But also as a person, being able to think about others, to you know, yes, you're doing well, but you have to bring people behind you.
Mm.
The more people are doing well, I mean, the less you have to help. You have to provide help, which means what you did is sustainable. So
Absolutely.
that's the way of thinking, and
Just
that's
going
the goal.
round. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Now we'll come back to Le Mans again. Like I said earlier, it's going to be their 40th anniversary, and this club, is done. I mean, it's part of what's shaping you as a player.
This club is exactly what made me.
Mm. Mm.
I was saying that earlier. As a player, of course, because I was coming from an amateur team in Paris region,
Mm.
so I needed to learn everything about being a professional. And it took me a lot of time because my body had to digest all the physical efforts. So I was injured a lot of times.
Mm.
I injured many times, and then when I finally found the rhythm, I went to a first division team, and then Marseille, and then the rest is history. But Le Mans shaped me as a football player, as a professional. So I got the foundation, the
Yeah.
right foundation that are really essential when you want to develop
Develop.
and last and
Mm.
last.
Mm.
That's
Very
exactly,
important.
yeah, yeah, and last. It's not just a one-off, one season. No, you have to last. So Le Mans gave me all that, and it's also the city where um, I learned. I transitioned from a young boy to a man,
Mm.
to a responsible man, uh, um, and as a dad and as a family person. So a lot of things have happened here. So for me, it was important. It was a no-brainer to be here today for the 40th anniversary of my club.
Amazing. From Le Mans became, probably an all-time Chelsea African legend. I mean, how does it feel for you knowing that in the history of football, they mentioned Drogba, it's almost like both
Thank
craziest
you.
striker.
I mean, when you start football, because it's a passion, that's exactly what you want.
Mm.
When you play in the street with your friends, that's exactly what you dream of.
Mm.
You know, the last chance, the last free kick, the
Mm.
last penalty, the last header, you know, and then you score, and then the celebration goes on forever. And then, all these, I've been lucky enough, no, not only to imagine it as a kid,
Mm.
but to live it as a player, and then later on, so as a confirmed player. So for me, it's, man, I've lived a dream, and
Mm.
and I managed to make my dreams come true and become a reality. So I'm more than blessed and lucky.
What do you think about Chelsea currently?
Chelsea is doing well. He's doing well. I mean, I said in the past that I don't recognize my team, and it was right. It was exactly the feeling I had. And today the team has improved. So you have to say when things are good, not only criticize when it's bad. You have to always also say when things are good. And things are good this year. And I'm really happy with what the manager is doing. And those young kids are giving everything for the club. And it makes me proud.
Mm. I mean, I'm happy to obviously hear that you seem very proud of Chelsea. And knowing how, the manner of a striker you were in Chelsea, do you think since you've left, there's been any replacement for Didier Drogba caliber?
I don't like doing that comparison, to compare eras, strikers, and this and that, because I wouldn't want people to compare my time
Mm.
with, for example, when Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank was there, or when Torre on the floor, Andre Flo were there. You know, out of respect for them, and I'm I'm not gonna do that, because the striker we have right now, they're really good.
Mm.
They give their best. uh, it's not easy to be a football player, and it's not easy to be a striker,
Mm.
and it's not easy to play for Chelsea. So you have to give them credit, and give them support. That's why I'm here. I'm not here to criticize anybody, players. I've never done that, and I'm not going to start today.
How proud were you to see Chelsea lifting that FIFA Club World Cup?
Oh, I was proud in many ways. In many ways. In many ways. First of all, as a Chelsea fan,
Yeah.
Uh, every time Chelsea has been in a final, something
You smell it.
something magical happened, something special happened because I think it's in our DNA. You know, we struggle, but when you reach the final, it becomes a different team. It's like everything we've achieved
Mm.
as a group of players. It's like Frank Lampard, John Terry, Peter Cech, Makelele, Diego Costa. All these guys are behind the kids, and then we push them, and then they play and they win and they beat Paris Saint-Germain, who's the Champions League title owner. And for us, we were so proud, and you know, cherry on the cake. I'm a Marseille fan as well, so so the victory was total.
No, of
No,
course,
no,
of
no, it's
course.
just for the banter, but no, I was proud to see the team doing well and perform during this summer.
Where do you see them finishing the season?
They will finish where they deserve to finish. I think the season will be long. They've been playing a lot of games. So now Palmer is injured. I think they will have quite a few more injury because the players need to recover. And there's more and more games, so it's not going to be easy. Um, I'm sure the manager will manage his team the best way possible, and that's it. We just need the fans to be behind them, and so happy to see the team back in Champions League, and I mean so many good things. So yeah.
I love the fact that you just mentioned two persons in this Chelsea conversation, Enzo Maresca and then Cole Palmer. First one, Enzo Maresca, do you think is going to be the one, or do you think he's the right person to manage your Chelsea?
That's not for me to decide. He's there and he's doing his best. He's doing well. So why do you want to start thinking if he's the right guy? The guy is winning trophies. He's making the right decisions. And listen, in a season you're gonna lose a lot of games. You're gonna win a lot. The goal is to learn from those defeats and reduce the amounts of defeats and increase the amount of wins. So I think he's learning. He's learning like all these kids, discovering the Champions League for the first time. So it's a process. You have to trust it.
Now, looking at the Premier League, and obviously being a Chelsea legend and a Chelsea fan, like you mentioned, who would you think would win the Premier League?
I'm so bad at this. You keep asking me, who do you think?
Our legend will tell
Who
us,
do you
man.
think? Who do you think would win?
Well, I can't believe he's turned to an interviewer now when I'm meant to be the one
Listen,
asking
I
him the
can do it
question.
as well. Don't worry. I don't only kick the ball. This is full.
Who do I think wins the Premier League?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Ah. Okay, let me get my job back.
Now
sorry,
you
our
get an
legend-
interview with me, ex-Chelsea player. I ask you who do you think will win the league, and you don't even mention Chelsea. You don't believe in Chelsea winning the league.
Listen. You know what the funny thing is? I was the only person that called for Chelsea to win the FIFA Club World Cup. As a matter of fact,
But yeah, that was the FIFA World Cup. But
okay,
now the league.
and then the last game, Chelsea against Liverpool, I was the only one that got the score accurately. I said it was going to end 2-1. It was actually on TV, so people actually. So you see, it's slightly I'm part of becoming a Chelsea fan.
No. What is your team?
My team is. It's Manchester United.
Nobody's perfect. It's okay.
Now, speaking about it is actually good. I'm happy that you did ask me what my team is. Manchester United not being the Manchester United you used to play against, back in the days.
Yeah.
In all sincerity, as a Manchester United fan, a whole lot of us maybe are not proud. As a Chelsea fan, what do you think is the issue with that club? I mean, maybe help us, Didier.
I think every clubs has issues. Every clubs issues that you know, issues that you don't know, but every clubs has issues. There's the name, the brand.
Yeah.
It's beautiful,
Yeah.
but behind the name, there's people, and people make mistakes. You know what I mean? So it's also a question of cycles. Chelsea's been through a cycle where it was a bit more difficult, and now they see, the good days coming. So you have to be patient. You have to be together. You have to stand together and then let the storm pass. But it's easy. It's easier to be together and let the storm pass in a club from a lower position.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're Manchester United, people are expect results straight
Mm.
away. But that's part of the job as well. That's part of the legacy
Of course,
that you have to maintain
of course.
when with the likes of
Mm.
Rio, Nemanja Vidic, Giggs,
Mm.
everything they did for the Cristiano, everything they did for the club.
Yeah.
So I think it's a matter of time. You will see soon they will have a new good cycle.
A lot of people seem to be projecting this season to be for Arsenal, considering how strong they are in the Premier League currently, the players they've signed,
Mhm.
especially in this last transfer window. Do you think it's going to maybe slip away from Chelsea this season, going to the Arsenal side?
No, no, not talking about Chelsea at all. I think Arsenal has recruited a lot of good players,
Mm.
so they are it's their right to be in a position to expect to win the league.
Mm, mm,
So and so is Chelsea because we want to win the league again. We haven't won the league for a while. So big clubs like that, the goal is to win the league. So
mm,
when you finish second or third, it's a bad season.
mhm.
Um, that is the expectation.
Of course, of course.
I remember when we used to finish second, it's like it was a big drama for
Mm,
us because we didn't win the league.
yeah.
And the next year we were like really motivated to do it. So, you know, one step at a time and try to improve, trying to progress and make sure you go from 0 to 1 and then target 2, not from 0 to 1 and then back to 0. You know
Mm,
what I mean? You always
mm.
have to improve.
Right, right.
Mhm.
Which African players in the Premier League are you currently very impressed by?
Um, I like Kudu.
Okay.
Kudu Salah. I used to like um, Jackson
Yeah.
because I've seen a lot of similarities in his debut at Chelsea, also wearing number 15 as well, like I was. And um, unfortunately, it was a difficult time for him at Chelsea, but now at Bayern Munich, he's doing a bit better. So happy for him.
I mean, just before we let you go, we'll just come now to the World Cup. Obviously, you see.
Sorry. And then I forgot, of course, my brother Mohamed Salah. Mohamed Salah,
Mohamed Salah.
King Salah, King
King
Salah.
Salah.
Momo, I
Okay.
love you.
Wow, man, that's a very big shout out from Didier Drogba. Amazing stuff. Now let's talk about the World Cup. Ivory Coast, obviously. I mean, they are at the verge of qualifying. Nigeria probably not very. I'm Nigerian,
Okay,
first
it's
of all.
okay. Focus on Ivory Coast.
How proud are you with your team?
No, I'm proud. We are the title holder, African Cup of Nations.
Mm-hmm.
We won it 2 years ago. We're gonna fight again to keep it in Morocco. It won't be easy
Mm.
because teams have improved. And when you see a team like Cap Verde on the verge of qualifying, you're
Mm-hmm.
like, wow, it's the level of the teams has really improved. So the competition will be wonderful. Morocco is looking strong. I saw the game a
Mm-hmm.
few days ago.
Mm-hmm.
They're looking really strong. And yeah, we want to qualify for the World Cup. The last time was 2014. It's been too long for a nation like Ivory Coast,
Yeah.
who wants to be among the best countries in nations in the world in terms of football. We have to be in this kind of events. We have
Mm.
to.
Let's come to Brazil. Brazilian football. Currently being headed by Carlo Ancelotti. Brazil, the last time they had a World Cup was in 2002, far back. Do you think with the crop of players that they have, with the new coach that they also have, do you think there's a chance that the World Cup is probably going to get to Brazil this time?
I don't know where the World Cup is going to end up, but all I know is that they have Carlo Ancelotti, one of the best manager in the world,
Hmm.
um, one of the best tactician in the world, and one of the best person in the world. So having some talented players,
Hmm.
I think they should cook something good, maybe.
What's your issue? Oh, sorry, I'm having to come back to Nigerian football because obviously, SportyTV, just for the viewers, we're looking for some kind of advice for the Nigerian team. Fully star-studded, but people think there's some kind of issue. We are currently having to battle. People are using calculators, permutations, just to see, even with blood pressure machines as well, when the games are on. What do you think, or what do you think we could do with Nigeria to get to where Nigeria used to be back in the days?
You know, if Nigeria had won the African Cup of Nations, we won't be even saying that.
But we didn't.
You know, yeah, but that's football.
Mm.
You know, it doesn't mean that your team is not good. They were
Football.
in the final. You were supporting them like all the campaign, and then all of a sudden they lose, finish. They're so bad. They criticize from right to left
But do you
and
not think
everywhere.
that there's
It's always
it's
like that in
mm,
Africa.
mm,
It's always like that. You finish second, it means it's like being in Chelsea finishing second in the Premier League. Like it doesn't count. That's the level of expectations because you have won before. You know, so I think the team is good. Look at you have Osimhen. Look, man.
Demola Lookman.
The last two Ballon d'Or. I mean, you have a team to perform.
Yeah, but we're
But
not going
then
to qualify.
you have opposition. What do you think? You think the other team, because it's Nigeria, they're going to sit like this?
Nigeria is
and then
meant to be one of the biggest. I mean, we used to fight
Again, the name
Yeah.
and what's happening behind. The name is one thing. The most important is what's happening behind.
So you think there's no connection going on within?
I don't know. I'm not saying that.
Right. Okay.
I'm not saying that at all. I mean, if they haven't won, they will find ways to solve their problems. I don't know if they have problems. I think they are a strong team, and I mean, would be nice if they qualified, because to have Nigeria in the World Cup is very important for Africa. But if they don't qualify, the team who has won will be representing us and will be proud to support.
Break your silence when you hear one person you think is better than you from the list of strikers I'm going to mention. Just be silent. I'm going to call the names. When you hear that one that you feel like, no, this one is better, just hey, just do something.
Okay.
Right. Number one, we'll go Nicholas Jackson. Julian Alvarez.
Who?
Julian Alvarez.
Oof. Very good.
Morata.
Yes.
Isaac.
Alexander
Isaac.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Yeah, I like him very much. I see things I love what I see.
You've broken your silence for everybody I've caught so far.
Because I love, because I have so much respect for strikers. Who I am to decide that I'm better than them?
By the time you hear the one that you feel like is better, because everybody believes, come on, you are Drogba. This is Drogba. I mean, this is not. By the time you hear that one, I'm sure maybe your silence is going to be louder. Let's see. Hugo Kitike, Benjamin Sesko, Gyökeres, Mateta, Walter Made, Kanu Wanko, Lewandowski, Harry Kane, Luis Suarez, Mbappe.
You know, this is boring actually.
Didier Drogba is trying to be very political here.
No,
but
no,
I don't
no.
understand. I don't understand though.
No. I'm not political. I know what it takes to be a striker. So please don't compare me to them, and don't compare them to me. I know what it takes to be a striker.
Right.
It takes a lot of qualities, strength-wise, cleverness, grinta, timing, desire to score, to win, to assist. What is a striker? Someone that scores goals, or someone that contributes as well, score goals plus create assists plus is part of the game. I was participating defensively, scoring goals, being best assist from my club a few seasons. And you compare me to, for example, someone like Inzaghi or Trezeguet. They are only scoring goals, but the way they do it, nobody else can do it better than them. I cannot compare myself to Trezeguet or to anybody else. You know what I mean? Everybody has his own talent, his own thing. And that's why I have a lot of respect for Julian Alvarez, all the guys you just named. So it's not being political, it's just the way I see football.
This evening's game, how many goals are you scoring?
I never say the amount of goals I'm going to score, because I never know. I have a lot of respect for the defenders, but today I scored 2.
We are getting 2 goals from Didier Drogba. Didier Drogba has been a very huge pleasure.
If I don't score 2, at least I score 1, and then I assist Felipe Massa. This is a promise. This I have to do.
I love that one. There's one more question. This one is sort of very difficult one.
Yeah.
Right? I don't like asking a lot of players because
So
obviously,
don't
like
ask
you
it.
said,
If you don't like asking, don't ask.
yeah, but yeah, but that's the thing. A lot of us love doing what we should not be doing.
Joking. Tell me. Tell me.
Who would you reckon is the greatest of all time? Football.
So for me, it goes by an order. Okay.
Okay.
For me, Pelé is the one that brought attention to the game. Worldwide. Pelé, great ambassador of the game. Then Maradona is the one that gave me the passion for football. He's the one that, gave me goosebumps when I watched him play. And then Ronaldo, phenomenal. As a striker, I mean, if you put him now in those teams, even now,
Even now,
even
you're definitely sure that even now, 100%.
even now, he's the kind of player in 20 years' time could be still playing and scoring goals and doing some magic.
He still does magic now.
It's the phenomenon. You don't understand.
I mean, I wouldn't understand obviously because that's your office.
You don't understand.
Which player in football currently plays like Didier Drogba?
Victor Osimhen.
Oh, Victor Osimhen. Can you say that to the camera? He said Victor Osimhen. I mean, there's no better way to end this interview. This is really shout out to my Nigerian brother, Victor Osimhen. Didier Drogba. It's been a very huge pleasure chatting to you for SportyTV, obviously, and obviously Le Mans FC. This is coming back to this place where the career took off. It's a very massive pleasure. Thank you so much, man. Really appreciate it.